Thus far on Big Discussions 76 Sports, we've talked a lot of Michigan football, but it's time now to talk about something arguably more exciting. The Los Angeles Lakers versus the Los Angeles Clippers. The dream matchup / rivalry. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Dr. Anwar Youssef Dunbar, and the title of this video is the Los Angeles Lakers versus the Los Angeles Clippers, the dream matchup / rivalry. And I don't know if you can see it, but I'm just bubbling over with enthusiasm to make this video. Before we jump in, please like the video, please share it, and please subscribe to my channel. I've been waiting to make this video for a while, and I'm just excited. So before I get into what this video is about, I want to once again acknowledge the passing of the great and legendary Kobe Bryant, the Black Mamba, and his daughter Gigi, and everyone who was unfortunately on that helicopter when it crashed about 2 weeks ago. So I want to acknowledge them. And I actually intended to shoot this video that day that Kobe tragically passed, but that threw me, as it did everybody, into a place where I needed to just kind of step back and just think and reflect. And even since this involves the Lakers, I just needed to kind of step back from it and not make any content on it. And they actually postponed the third game between the Lakers and the Clippers due to Kobe's tragic passing. But time is, a short amount of time has passed, and I thought that it was time to shoot this thing. So now that that's out of the way, let's jump in. So, the Los Angeles Lakers versus the Los Angeles Clippers, the dream matchup / rivalry. How did I become interested in this rivalry? And is it a rivalry? Well, as you could tell from the banner of my channel, there's that's an NBA hoops card of Michael Jordan, Craig Hodges, and John Paxson. When I was in middle school, and probably for the first part of high school, I was a diehard NBA fan, and I was a diehard Michael Jordan fan. And I lived and died with the Bulls every year they lost to Detroit, and I watched closely as Michael embarked on that journey, and the Bulls embarked on that journey to win those 6 titles. I liked the first team better than the last. I liked the first three-peat team better than the last three-peat team because I grew up with them. Basically, Scottie Pippen, Horace Grant, John Paxson, Cartwright, Stacey King, all those guys, B.J. Armstrong, all those guys. So I had an attachment to that team emotionally. But as I transitioned further into adulthood, I just started watching the NBA more so from a distance as other things became more and more important in my life. However, 2 buddies continued watching the NBA closely. And, when I reconnected with these 2 buddies years later after high school, because they followed it so closely by osmosis, I was forced to, kind of pay attention to what was happening with the NBA. So we have a 5-man text group, and we spend a lot of time talking about Michigan football, Ohio State football, the NFL, and the NBA. So this rivalry. So I think for me it started day one of this 2019-2020 NBA season. I'm laying in bed, and the morning of the game, which was actually the opener between the Lakers and the Clippers, my phone starts buzzing, and I roll over and I look at it, and it's my two buddies going on and on and on about the Lakers, and it's the start of the Lakers season, and the Lakers run the West, and the Lakers. LeBron's got a team around him now. The Lakers are going to win it all. Lakers, all the time. Lakers, all day, every day. Lakers. So I said, okay, what's going on here? And I said, okay, they're opening tonight against the Clippers, and so I did watch a little bit of that game. Usually the West Coast games come on at 10:30 at night, and I'm getting ready to go to bed. But I noticed that the Lakers were playing the Clippers, and it was a close game. And I realized, okay, the Clippers have signed Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi Leonard was the NBA Finals MVP last year with the Toronto Raptors. I'm sorry, I said rappers. With the Raptors. Kawhi is an uber-talented player, won championships with the Spurs. He's from Southern California. He played at San Diego State under, ironically, Steve Fisher, who coached at Michigan, coached at Fab Five. So all the roads seem to somehow lead through Michigan. And so they signed Kawhi Leonard signed with them, and they also signed Paul George. And in that first game, I saw that the Clippers were giving the Lakers the business. And the Clippers went on to win that season opener at the Staples Center against the Lakers, 112-102. So I kind of said, whoa, these aren't our usual doormat Clippers. The Clippers are here to play. So at that point, I started taking an interest in the Los Angeles Clippers. Much to the chagrin, I think that's the word, much to the chagrin of my two buddies who were diehard Laker LeBron fans, I started saying, okay, these Clippers, they're here to play. They're here to do something. And so, we live in an era now where players can jump from team to team through free agency. It wasn't like that when in the late 80s and early 90s, when Michael Jordan was on his way up, you had teams that were together for years. Players got drafted, and the only way they really moved around was through getting traded. So that Celtics team, that 80 Celtics team, that team was together for a series of years. The Sixers were together for a series of years. The Houston Rockets were together for a series of years. The 80s Lakers were together. That nucleus was together for a series of years. The Pistons, the same deal. The first Chicago Bulls three-peat team, that team was together and growing for a series of years. But now players can jump all around, like LeBron, who went away to college in Miami and then returned to Cleveland to win them that one title. And then 2 years later, he jumps to the Lakers. The same is true with KD. KD jumped from OKC to Golden State because he was tired of playing with Russell Westbrook, I guess. And so what you see now is players jumping from team to team. And so now there's less team loyalty from the players, and you see fans rooting more for the players than they are the actual teams. So my two buddies, one of them is a diehard Laker fan, and so he was Team Kobe all the way, and he was crushed when Kobe died. More than everyone else. But my other buddy is a LeBron fan. So whichever team LeBron goes to play for, he roots for LeBron. So he rooted for LeBron when LeBron was in Cleveland the first time. And then when LeBron jumped down to Miami to go to college, my buddy rooted for Miami. And then when LeBron jumped back to Cleveland, now he rooted for Cleveland. And now that LeBron jumped to LA, now he's rooting for LA. And so my two buddies, they're who are actually brothers, now they're rooting for the same team for the time being, I guess until LeBron retires. So Kawhi Leonard did the same thing. He got traded to Toronto from San Antonio, and he won the title with the Raptors, and then he decided to sign and jump over to play with the Clippers. So he didn't do anything that LeBron or Kevin Durant didn't do. But what was so gangster about what Kawhi did was that instead of signing with the Lakers, and I think LeBron wanted him to come sign with the Lakers, he said, you know what, screw that, LeBron. I'm not going to be your second fiddle. I'm going to go sign with my own team. And so he signed across town, well, actually in the same building, but he signed with LA's other team, which doesn't have the rich history, which doesn't have the heritage. He signed with the Los Angeles Clippers to form his own thing and to go against LeBron. Just totally gangster. A very, very gangster move. And the team was already competitive. Doc Rivers coached the team. And so he just, now you have this alpha dog on the team. And they also signed Paul George, also known as PG3. So now you have these two players on this already competitive team, which is sharing the same building with LeBron James' Los Angeles Laker team. So now you have a rivalry. Before I go on, what's a Laker? I don't know. The Lakers come from Minneapolis, where there are several lakes. I think that's where the name came from. But what's a Clipper? A Clipper is actually a ship. And so, quick history lesson. The Clippers, the Los Angeles Clippers, used to be our Buffalo Braves. I'm from Buffalo. And in the late 80s, in the late 70s and early 80s, my hometown, Buffalo, New York, actually had an NBA franchise, the Buffalo Braves. I don't think that, I think the city was kind of on its downward trend at that time in terms of its economy, and it couldn't support an NBA franchise. So the Buffalo Braves moved out west to San Diego to become the San Diego Clippers, because San Diego actually lost their team, the Rockets, to Houston years earlier. So they became the San Diego Clippers, and then eventually they moved up to Los Angeles to become the Los Angeles Clippers. And they were actually a doormat for a while. When I first got into basketball, the Clippers weren't very good. They were a laughing stock. They had players like, when I first started following the NBA, they drafted Danny Manning out of Kansas. And they had players like Charles Smith and Reggie Williams and Benoit Benjamin. And then over the years, it became a road stop for players like Ron Harper and Dominique Wilkins and all these different things. And they were just a doormat for a while. So classically, it hasn't been a rivalry, but now it is. And so even though the Lakers run the West, even though the Lakers have 11 championship banners, and by the way, people who say that, who constantly fall back on the Lakers having 11 championship banners, isn't that doing what our Michigan fan base does, where we're living off history as opposed to the now? People bang on the University of Michigan's football program for living in the past, but aren't the Laker fans doing that as well when they keep leaning on those 11 championships won by Kobe and Shaq and the Showtime Lakers and Jerry West and those guys? Anyway, even though the Lakers run the West, the Clippers are winning the series between the two teams this year, 2-0. They gave it to the Lakers on opening night, 112-102. And then on Christmas night, they gave it to the Lakers again, 111-106. So this is now a rivalry. They're sharing the same building. They're both competitive. They both have stars. And it's highly likely they will meet up in the playoffs. Well, that's what I'm hoping for. I'm hoping they'll meet up in the playoffs. But I'm going to talk about that in an upcoming video. And there will be more Lakers versus Clippers videos as the season goes on and into the playoffs to balance out all the Michigan football talk. So you'll be seeing more Lakers Clippers coverage on this channel, and you can look forward to that, to some more of these discussions going forward. And I'm hoping that some Lakers and Clippers fans will come in here and subscribe and show the same amount of passion as the Michigan football fans, which might be hard because the Michigan football fans are very passionate about their team. I mean, very, very passionate. In any case, let me know what you think in the comments section below. Please like this video, please share it, and please subscribe to my channel. Go Clippers, beat the Lakers, and I'll talk to you the next time. Always remember that your attitude determines your altitude. Bye-bye.